it is certainly something that is casual enough to be presented at the same time. So without further ado, let's dig into this big box. Hello my friends, today I have a really special Hermes bag unboxing for you of a piece that's been on my radar for just about a year, but for some reason I never really felt the urge to pull the trigger until a few weeks ago I was at an Hermes event and this particular piece was on display, so I thought what more of a sign could I possibly need, which makes me really excited and grateful to finally have this piece in my collection. And believe it or not, a few other pieces came in that I had ordered and also spoke about in my last video. So if you'd like to join me in unboxing my newest Hermes pieces, then please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and keep on watching. Right, so let's start with these two bags, which should have, I think, the same things in there, but I picked up quite a few of each one, which you'll understand why. But if you watched my last video, which was on my wish list for the rest of the year, you may remember me talking about these pieces and saying that I had ordered them, but I wasn't sure when and if they'll come in. Well, initially we were told that they're going to take about 6 months to come in, but they did not take nearly a month. So I'm really excited to finally have these, and I'm sure we'll take plenty of advantage of these as the holiday season quickly approaches. But without further ado, let me dig in here and show you what pieces I picked up. So I initially ordered as many as we possibly could of each design, and we ended up getting 4 of each. So I have 4 pieces of each design, and you definitely need as many as that because the latest pieces that I picked up came individually wrapped in these tiny little paper bags. And then on the inside, there is another dust bag, but unlike the dust bags that you get for pretty much everything from Hermes at this point, these are orange, and that's because the latest pieces that I picked up from the Hermes Homeware Métier are some new cutlery pieces. So I bought 4 of the forks and then I bought the matching knives. I did not buy any of the spoons just because I already have some porcelain spoons that match my mosaic collection perfectly. If you watched some of my home videos, you may know that I am pretty big on my Hermes tableware. It took me a couple of years, but I have the mosaic set completed for eating, and then I also have my glassware set from Hermes complete at this point. So these were the only sort of missing pieces to have a full-on table set by Hermes. These were the last pieces of the puzzle. So I have the forks here, and then let's find a knife. So I'm not gonna go through and open every single one of them. I just want to find a knife for us. Okay, here. This is the knife, and of course it came wrapped in the same box with the same little sort of dust bag in orange. And this is the knife itself. So let me unwrap these so we can have a better look at them. So I probably should have been a little bit more well prepared because it just took me 5 minutes to free these pieces from the plastic. But here we go, and I finally can show you the pieces in their full glory. So this is the knife, and then this is the matching fork from the so-called Grand Etalage collection, which is one of many of Hermes' cutlery collections. But in my opinion, this one is the most iconic because this is the one that draws inspiration from Hermes' equestrian heritage. And for the longest time, I thought that these were inspired by horse bites. But I recently found out that this piece actually draws inspiration from the buckles that you find on harnesses and on the pieces that they use to tie the horses into the carriage, which makes perfect sense. I mean, potato, it is an equestrian inspired piece. So I'm really happy to have these in my collection. These are breathtaking. I mean, it's an absolutely show-stopping piece. Of course, it says Hermes Paris, both engraved on the fork on the back here and also on the knife over here. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see, but I've tried to do some close-ups for you. Now, if you're going to pick these up, keep in mind that each one of these you're going to have to buy individually, and that's why they all come individually wrapped in their own dust bags and paper pockets. So that's one thing for you to keep in mind, that you have to buy these piece by piece. And then the other thing that you will be asked when you're ordering these is which color you want to opt for, because they come in two different colors. So you can either opt for silver, as I did, or they also come in gold, which are actually gold plated. But bear in mind that if you opt for the gold version, you will not be able to put those in the dishwasher because the gold plating can come off and start fading over time. And they're also going to be slightly more expensive just because they're plated in actual gold. But I think the most important thing to consider is what pieces you're going to be styling these with. I personally have the Mosaique collection in platinum, so I felt that these would be the perfect companion for those. But if you have a set from Hermes that's more warm toned, or if you have, let's say, a Versace tableware set, I think the gold one would also look fabulous. And I have no doubt these will make every single bite you take from these taste like as if it was prepared by a Michelin star chef. And then finally, let's move on to this piece, which is definitely the icing on top. I have spoken about this bag before a little while ago, so some of you may remember me mentioning this. This is something that, as I mentioned, I have known about and I've been thinking about adding it to my collection for a little while, but for some reason there was always something else that I prioritized. Until a few weeks ago, I was at an Hermes event that was sort of in celebration of their puppy collection. And even though this is not from the dog collection by Hermes, it is certainly something that is casual enough to be presented at the same time. So, without further ado, let's dig into this big box. So, of course, we have the iconic Hermes packaging that you are very much used to at this point. And let me introduce you to the newest bag that is being added to my Hermes collection. As you can see, wrapped slightly differently than other Hermes bags. Most of the time when you pick up a bag from Hermes, it would have all this tissue paper around it, but not this piece. So let me reveal this piece to you, which of course we have the dust bag. And the latest bag that I am adding to the family is the so-called Hermes grooming bag. And now I'm sure you understand why this piece was presented alongside the puppy collection. Even though this is not a new launch, this is something that has been around for at least a few years. And it's gone through quite a few iterations. It is something that I just never picked up. But I'm pretty glad that I finally did, because I have no doubt this is a bag that will come in handy more often than some other bags that I have in my collection, because it's just so easy, simple, and it's just a no-brainer bag. Whenever you have a lot to carry, you can just throw everything in here and grab it and just basically be out the door. So the official name of this piece is the grooming bag, and you actually won't find this in the Hermes bag collection. Instead, this is from their equestrian line, because this was developed for the horse rider, as the name suggests, to carry everything that they could possibly need in the stable with them. And the reason why I went for this piece is not because I'm going to groom any horses carrying this bag, but because I've been looking for an everyday, easy, carefree tote bag that I can just grab and be out the door. I don't have to worry about scratching it, marking it. Am I gonna get caught in the rain with my bag? What can I and what can I not put in my bag that could potentially leak or mark the inside? I just wanted a bag that I don't have to worry about, and this is the perfect piece to go for, because the whole bag is made of this extremely hard-wearing, water-repellent canvas. Not to mention that the inside is also removable, so you have this tote bag on the outside, which in my case is in navy blue, and then the lining you can just really easily remove, and you can either use your bag without it, or you can use this on the inside of the bag, and if you feel like it got too dirty, or if something leaks in this bag, you can basically just put this in the washing machine, wash it, obviously air dry it, and then put it back in your bag, which makes this an incredible piece if you have a boyfriend, a husband, a girlfriend, a wife who's a little bit more careless like I do. This is the perfect bag to hand to them, because you don't have to worry about them damaging the bag. If something happens, you can take out the inside, put it in the washing machine, and then the rest of the bag you can just super easily wipe off, which makes this an amazing bag. Now, would I recommend this to be your first Hermes bag? I don't know if I would, because I don't think that this would give you a good idea for what Hermes is all about. But if you're looking for an easy, everyday, casual tote bag, there's no way you can go wrong with this. On the front, you have the Hermes Cellier sort of branding, but on the back, which is basically identical to the front of the bag, it is completely plain. So if you don't want to show off the branding, if you work in an environment where showing off branding can be a little bit awkward, you can basically turn around the bag and you can completely hide it, because the back of the bag is just plain. You have one pocket here, and then you have another on the front. You also have some pockets on the sides. So this bag was really created to be functional. It has so many compartments and pockets, so you have basically 4 on the outside. And then I think you have some additional pockets on the lining itself. So on the lining, you have 2 pockets on the side too, very similar to the bag itself. And you also have a pocket on the back here that has a proper zipper, which just makes it a little bit more safe. So even though it is a completely open structure, because you have this pocket on the back, means that if you want to put your wallet or your card holder where it stays safe and sound, you have that added detail on the back. And then we also have a shoulder strap just to make things even better. And this is the shoulder strap that the bag comes with. It's an extremely thick and heavy duty shoulder strap, so you don't have to worry about how much you put into the bag, because this can really take a lot. So it would not only make, I think, an amazing everyday casual bag, but this is also something that you could use as almost like a duffel bag or a carry-on for traveling, or maybe even as a baby bag, just because it's so easy to clean it, which I assume you'd want for a baby bag. I mean, there are so many different ways of using and enjoying this piece. But let me put on the shoulder strap and show you what it looks like. The shoulder strap, by the way, isn't adjustable, so I don't think this would be something that you could comfortably use crossbody. But you do have this shoulder strap, which means that if you ever want to be hands-free, you can just put this around your shoulder. Or I'm pretty sure you could also put it crossbody. Maybe I'll try it and let you know how it goes. But you do have this added strap on there too. You know, it's just always good to have. If you're not using it, you can just take it off, tuck it on the side of the bag, and at least you know it's there if you are ever running out of space and you need to put your bag crossbody or over one shoulder. You can. It's an option, which is always great to have. And that is pretty much it. This is everything to know about this bag. I mean, it's just such a fabulous, easy, worry-free piece that I have no doubt get plenty of use out of. And these have been my latest Hermes purchases. Please let me know in the comment section, what was yours? What was the last luxury purchase you made from Hermes or from another luxury house? And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. And I hope to see you back here with a new video really, really soon. Bye.